Hey, folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston back in the building. Another SPS mental health moment. Man, it's so great with this technology. You can reach out to people, but I'm always great to get up with my guy, Coach Dave Jones over at Eastern, CAAC champion. Brought the program back from a place that it didn't need to be, and we had a chance to talk on different platforms lately. We'll definitely want to get you on this platform so we can check you out, see how well you're doing, talk about what the season was like, talk about your favorite show on TV right now, The Last Dance, and inspiring words. But with that, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Fortunately for you, no one wanted the season to end like it did. But is it safe to assume that you had a better taste in your mouth at the conclusion of this season than you did, when you first got things going over at Eastern High School?
Oh, definitely, because this season was definitely a success for us. Being co-champions in the CAAC Red was a major accomplishment for us. We had a couple guys that made all conference. Like I said, only having one loss in the conference too, being champions. I was fortunate to make Coach of the Year, not only for the area but for the state. And that was a big accomplishment for me as well in my third season. Appreciate that. It was definitely a great season, and I really appreciate all those guys for putting in that hard work. And my seniors really went out with a bang, I thought. Unfortunately, we lost against the champion, the co-champions, Williamston. But I think the season was definitely a success. It was a great ride, and just hate to see it end as soon as it did.
Yeah, sure, and we'll definitely talk about that. But just I think for the sake of context, when you came over 3 seasons ago, you surprised everybody with the success you had early on by competing, and you were going back and forth. But I used to just watch you, man, and I just knew your face was gonna turn, your hair was gonna be white, and you would just go get a cane because they were just wearing you out because of not, the process of changing the culture, I guess, and believing in themselves and winning. And man, to be able to turn that around within 3 seasons and to be able to claim any type of championship is major. So what was it like, man, just really getting those young people to buy in and eventually seeing some success?
It was definitely tough. I mean, my goal early on was just to change the culture as a whole. I mean, just kind of, change the mentality as far as, their will to win, and just working hard and, letting them know that once you work hard, everything can pay off in the end. So, just to get them to transition to do that and to buy in and, talk to them on different levels outside of basketball. You know what I'm saying? I think that definitely helped build those relationships. I think definitely helped with changing the culture with those guys. But they definitely put in the work, and they definitely seen the results. And once they start seeing those results and that we were competing, I think it just, put a fire under them and to keep going and keep, striving to be the best that they can be.
Right, right. It's funny, you and I were talking off line before, and I laughed about your Facebook post a while ago when you said that when The Last Dance come on, don't call me, don't text me, don't hear. I was just talking to Summit Academy's coach, Mark White, who's a good friend, and he was saying how he used it as a teaching tool, and it shocked me, and I guess it makes sense, how many of his players didn't even know. They thought Michael Jordan was a one and done. And I don't think that's an indictment of his players. I think that's just a generational thing these guys don't know. So talk about the potential education piece, or the fact of, like you said earlier, you grew up on that. That was your era. That was our era growing up, and that impacted you and your expectation in coaching, and the conflict of class you can have with this generation of athletes.
Well, I definitely talk to those guys all the time about old players. A lot of times give them quizzes or make them do research on old players or and current players too that play at the college level, and talk to them about how we came up as far as basketball wise. And I think this generation is just you're a product of your environment now. I mean, just they see Steph Curry, they see all those young guys, Kevin Durant, and they all want to play like them. We seen Michael Jordan, we seen Magic Johnson, we seen Larry Bird. I mean, we seen all these guys coming up, so we want to play like them. So it's just you kind of got to adjust with the times, but also want to give them the knowledge of the older players that came before them and let them know that they can play like these guys too. Is the same thing. So I definitely want to school them as far as that goes, like people did before us when they were talking about Dr. J and what Wilt did and what George Gervin did, and things like that too. So you definitely want to keep them knowing that players came before them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a reason why these players are here now. Steph Curry, came here because Ray Allen and them were shooting the ball. Reggie Miller were shooting the ball before them. So you definitely want to keep them up on those guys as well.
Yeah, I guess you make a real point. It just kind of dawned on me. You're like, this is who they came up watching, so that's who they emulate.
Right.
Like we emulated the Jordans and the Birds or whatnot, but man, it has such an impact on our mentality playing. And I guess as a coach for this generation of athletes, that's where the conflict comes because they're not looking at our era. They're looking at what's right in front of them.
Right.
But I think so much can be gained from watching that experience. So with the downtime you have now and having some success this season, to be able to say champions, whether it's co-champion or not, and you being coach of the year, how are you going to roll that momentum going into next season, whenever that season may start? So what are your next steps now?
Well, for me, I'm just going to keep working. I don't want to get outworked. Right now, I'm doing a lot of Zoom meetings with a lot of college coaches. I just got off one earlier today with Coach Bill Self from Kansas. So I'm doing a lot of Zoom meetings and staying in connection with a lot of high school coaches. Just continue to learn. I don't want to ever be complacent and feel like, okay, I reached this pinnacle, so I'm going to just stop now and feel like I'm, big-headed now. So I'm just going to continue to work, continue to learn, and, continue to build off of, what we've already gained. So now it's going to be really, tough going into the next season, or whenever the season may start, because now it's like we're not sneaking up on anybody. So
no, you're not.
That's going to be the tip. That's going to be the tough part. And I told those guys that last year, now it's going to be really tough. Now it's like the expectation, like we were predicted to be second to last in the league and ended up winning. So now that they're like, okay, you guys won. And I was like, okay, we're going to get everybody best game now. So It's like we got to continue to work, continue to improve. We're going to lose some great seniors, some leadership. So it's like we got to continue to build. So now it's like really going to be the test going into whenever the next season starts to figure out, who we are. And we got to continue to get better. So now the bullseye is going to be on our back, and we got to continue to work.
You mentioned those coaching clinics and the Bill Self piece. I've always seen you at the Horatio Williams Foundation coaches clinic with your staff. Talk about how important it is for coaches to take advantage in those type of clinics. And I'm just curious to know, what was the Self clinic like? What's something you took away from the Bill Self Zoom clinic?
Just kind of see how, different coaches think and, kind of how they execute their practices and motivate their guys. I definitely see a lot of different coaches doing a lot of different things. Like I said, seeing different high school coaches and kind of how they, are they doing in this situation as well? They just reach out to, their players through Zoom, and they're doing all these coaching clinics for free now, and, sharing a lot of knowledge that they have and that they've experienced through their years of being in the coaching game. So I'm just taking away little bits and pieces of everything and taking notes and, implementing that with my game plan and, going forward. And I think it's really important to build those networks also, getting those emails, getting those contacts, because you never know when you may need some help down the line or you may need a job down the line. So I definitely just want to continue to learn and build and just continue to, get better each and every day.
Very good, very good. You talked about the bullseye being on your back and people seeing you coming. With that also comes the notoriety of people having interest in coming to Eastern because you're having success in the program. What advice do you give to a younger student athlete who's middle school age, whether they're in the Eastern pipeline already or maybe in a position where they're trying to decide a school to go to? What advice can you give to them as far as the expectations for Eastern basketball?
Well, for us, definitely if you, decide to come to Eastern High School, you're definitely a student athlete, we work. We continue to work. We definitely put the emphasis on being a student athlete. So those grades definitely come first. You definitely got to be a good student on and off the basketball court. So we definitely have the culture, that changed with us working hard. You're going to come in and work. We're not giving anybody anything. Just let them know that from the off top, that we're not giving anything. You got to earn everything over here. So just continue to work, improve, do the best you could do in that classroom, and just be a model citizen off the court. So that's the big thing for us, and that's the culture that we're bringing with Eastern basketball. So you definitely got to be able to do both. I mean, we had great guys. And then one thing that I want to definitely say is that we had 3 guys that were all academic. And I looked through the list. I looked through all those guys throughout the conference and throughout the state. We had 3 guys that were on the all academic list that played for us basketball wise, and I didn't see any. I didn't see more than 2 on any other list.
Was that
anybody
Terry
else?
Tracy? I'm just taking
Terry, Tracy, and Henry Jones. So all 3 of those guys made the all academic list as well, not only just in basketball, but just excelling in the classroom. So that was real big. I mean, people won't talk about that, but that was a big thing that I took away, that those guys, really took care of their business in the classroom as well.
This is a tough question. I don't even know if you have an answer. We experienced this as we were playing. Why is it you think so many guys think because they have great playing ability, it's going to overshadow them doing well in the classroom? I mean, it's great to be all academic, but how many great players do coaches like yourself lose because guys are too caught up in, thinking they just got swag and that's going to be enough and not making the grade?
I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, I think I know that even happened back in, those days when I was coming up. So, guys just thought the basketball was going to take over everything. I mean, and in some cases it kind of did. If you were a great athlete, but you got to be on a certain level for that to take over. I mean, for them to work with you, you got to be an all American, not just all conference or all state, but you got to be a top 20 guy in the country in order for that to happen. And even then, like, it's tough, you know what I'm saying? You got to have academics. You got to be able to make the grade to get into school. So I don't know. I really don't have an answer to that, but you definitely have to have the grades, and you definitely have to, take care of your business in the classroom in order to excel at the next level, because you at least got to get into school. It's guys all the time that, have to take the junior college route, or, they just can't get into college, period. So they have to work something else out, try to go overseas or G League now, or whatever the case may be. But you definitely have to take care of the academic side in order to excel.
That's important. That's important. So, Coach, with the time we have left, and I always appreciate being on with you and everything you just shared, talk about what an inspiring message you can give to the Eastern community, to the greater Lansing community, sports community as a whole, as we deal with this COVID-19 crisis right now.
One thing I can say is just stay safe. I mean, continue to follow the guidelines of wearing a mask when you're out. Stay home as much as possible. I know it's tough. I mean, it's tough for me. I mean, I have to actually get out and walk and ride a bike or go for a drive myself just to get out this house. So I would say that. I mean, we're gonna get through it. Hopefully sooner than later. I mean, but it's a tough thing to go through. I probably don't watch more movies in the last month than I have in my whole life.
See everything, huh?
Yeah, I'm watching everything. Documentaries, The Scheme, The Last Dance, everything.
Yeah.
So I would definitely try to, continue to keep yourself busy. I'm reading books now. I don't even like to read as much as I did as a high schooler. But just, keep busy, stay safe. And just continue to be motivated. Don't get frustrated by what's going on right now. We'll get through it. So those are inspiring words that I can give, going forward.
And great words indeed, Coach. I'm so happy for you. I mean, again, like I said, it was just, a short window when you came in and you pulled what was once a great athletic program and pulled it
Absolutely.
back, and fought through, and to be able to see that success. And I know you're a very humble guy, but for you to get your own accolades as Coach of the Year as well, I think it's definitely worthy to be bestowed upon you. So I want to just thank you for being available. Thank you for the friendship and always inviting me to be part of the Eastern Quaker family, okay?
Oh, definitely, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, no doubt. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, talk to you soon.